Who started? Today we're going to talk about the difference between the 5-paragraph essay and a purpose-driven essay. Now, in this class, it might be your first English class in college. You might have been taught something in high school called the 5-paragraph essay. If you have, that's great. If you haven't, that's fine too. We will not be using the 5-paragraph essay in this class, but understanding it will help you understand perhaps where we're going with our essay structure. So if you're not familiar with the 5-paragraph essay, this is kind of an overall template of what it is. And we're not going to spend too much time on it, but you can see the triangle at the top that represents the introduction. The 3 squares in the middle represent body paragraphs. And then where it says paragraph 5, the triangle at the bottom, that's your conclusion. The idea with the 5-paragraph essay is that in your introduction, you introduce the idea of your essay. You eventually work down, the reason why it's a triangle, it gets down to the point, which is a narrow thesis. The thesis is usually a 3-part thesis in the 5-paragraph essay. And that type of thesis is something like, I like something for 3 reasons, or something should happen for 3 reasons, and then I'll list those 3 reasons. Those 3 reasons that are in your thesis, right here, those 3 reasons that are in your thesis right here, they funnel down to these 3 body paragraphs. So the first reason goes in your first body paragraph, which is paragraph 2 in this diagram. The second idea goes to paragraph 3. The third idea goes to paragraph 4, and then your 5th paragraph sums it up, restates your thesis. Again, if you've learned this, that's fine. We're going to move from it, though. We're going to talk today about some problems with this type of organization and ways to fix those problems. All right. In this class, we want to do things that are a little bit more complicated than the 5-paragraph essay. So, one issue that I have about the 5-paragraph essay, and what a lot of people have about the 5-paragraph essay, is that it prioritizes form over content. All right, and we're going to explain what that is. In a 5-paragraph essay, like the slide says, your form precedes your content. All right, and this is a problem. And by the end of this little slideshow, you're going to need to understand why that's a problem. Just to define these terms, form is how you present your ideas, and content is what you say. So you can write a 5-paragraph essay on your favorite TV show. All right. The form is, I have an intro, I have my 3 body paragraphs, and I have my conclusion. All right. It's how you present your ideas. The content is that it's about your favorite TV show. Another example of form is, I'm giving you a PowerPoint slide right now. That's the form. All right, PowerPoint slide and video, PowerPoint slide and video. The content is discussing 5-paragraph essays. All right, so form is how you present your ideas. Content is what you want to say. And the problem with the 5-paragraph essay is anything you want to say in terms of content is preceded by form. So you have to shove, no matter what you have to say, you have to shove it in the exact same form. All right, and we're going to find that that's a problem. So in a 5-paragraph essay, every essay will have the same structure no matter what you are writing about. And here are some examples. So if I'm writing an essay about my favorite fast food, Kentucky Fried Chicken is the best fast food for 3 reasons. And here's that 3-pronged thesis that I talked about in the last slide. So there's, hey, look, it's the best for 3 reasons, and then here are my 3 reasons: the taste, the variety, and the cost. All right, that could work. for an essay, perhaps. Not in this class, but that could work. All right. The problem with the 5-paragraph essay is when you talk about something that's not important, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, you might have 3 reasons. But then when you start talking about things that are more complex, and in this class, hopefully we'll be discussing things and writing about things that are more complex, you can't cram it in to that same form. It's a simple form. You can't put complex ideas into a simple, ready-to-use, generic form. So fried chicken, 5-paragraph essay, that might work. But if I'm going to talk about my wife or an important person in my life or the existence of God or something, how can I have the same amount of reasons for believing what I believe for fast food as I do for something that's more complex and more important to me? And with the 5-paragraph essay, you're forced to cram, no matter what your content is, into that same form. And I think that's a problem. So you can be restrained by 5 paragraphs. All right, here's some examples. Well, just like I was just saying, it seems odd that I would have just the same amount of things to say about KFC as I do about my wife. And what happens if I want to say more about my wife? That's not going to work with a 5-paragraph essay. Or what happens if I want to say less about fast food? Well, you need those 3 body paragraphs. That's how a lot of people have been taught. All right. 5-paragraph essay doesn't allow that type of flexibility. What if I want to incorporate the opposition? And in this class, I'm going to ask you to do that, incorporating the opposition. What do other people say? What are their voices? And the opposition could be more than one voice. What do their voices say? And what are your responses to them? See, our writing is going to be an authentic attempt to communicate ideas and to prove a point, as opposed to kind of a mindless march through 5 paragraphs. So when I think about what I want to say, the content, I need to think about how I'm going to prove it, and maybe incorporating the opposition is one way. What happens, like many cases, if there's a variety of oppositions? What if I want to include a long description of the fast food or my wife? So I'm talking about how great the fast food is, how delicious it is. Maybe I want to describe it in a whole paragraph and then analyze it in the next paragraph. Well, 5-paragraph essay doesn't allow you to do that. You have to talk all about that one idea in that one paragraph. So all these bullets are kind of hard to address in a 5-paragraph essay. So what I want you to take away, and I think that's maybe why it's in green, is that this is something that I want you to take away from that quick talk, is you don't want to cram each topic or idea that you have into the same essay organization. It doesn't make sense that you'd organize an essay about fast food the same way you'd organize it if you're discussing something more important or complex. So the solution then is that your organization should come from your topic and what you want to argue about your topic. So your content comes before how you will organize it. With a 5-paragraph essay, the organization comes before your ideas. In this class, the way we want to write is our ideas need to come before the organization. In other words, your content, what you want to say, should precede your form, how you plan on organizing your essay.